All right, guys. So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. This is maintenance on the farm. And, I had some requests for this. I'll get the camera in here a little closer, but what we got today is a leaking seal on this hydraulic cylinder here for the bucket tilt on my skid loader. I need this to feed the animals, so we got to get it fixed up. Let me zoom you in here on what we got going on. So you can see right here all the oil dripping down, and you can see all the oil mess on the bucket right there. Seal blew out on me last weekend, and I was gone all week, so now we are going to fix it. I'm doing this in the rocks because this is going to make a mess. I also have my battery charger on because when I started the skid loader today, it seemed like the battery was a little bit low, so that'll be another issue I have to deal with. But, it never stops out here on the farm. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's kind of windy out here. We'll see how this goes. But first things first, I'm going to clean this up. Got a little brake clean over here. So we're going to clean this up a little bit. Then we're going to break that end of the cylinder loose. And then we'll pull it off and we'll get it out of there. Now, got my big pipe wrench. This one has an extendable handle on it. So get rid of the short handle. Bring in the bad dad handle here. And let's see what we can make happen. The old cheater pipe wrench. I had to go and get a cheater pipe for the cheater pipe wrench here because that sumbitch is tight. This thing is being extra stubborn, so we're going to throw a little heat on it. Okay. Finally, we got that bitch broke loose. I must have tightened that thing up way too much. It took 2 cheater pipes on the fucking pipe wrench. Holy shit. I've had an aneurysm trying to get that thing. Thought it was going to break. Oh, I did bend my pipe wrench. So if you can see that, bent my cheater on my pipe wrench. So that's fun. We are now loose. My Lord. Obviously, I got way too carried away because I already replaced this once. Well, she's still pretty damn hot. So we got a new seal kit here. We're going to replace all the seals. We'll pull the piston out. Replace the seals on that. Get it all cleaned up. I'm going to pop the cylinder out of here and see if we can't get it in a better position. I don't know if we got some pressure on the back side of this. It kind of seems like it. Let me go grab a wrench. All right, so I grabbed a couple of wrenches here. We're just going to crack these lines loose just to make sure there's no pressure on the cylinder. At least the handle still screws in and out. You can see how bent that handle is. I was pulling hard on that bitch. All right, getting oil to drain out of the cylinder now. That thing's still warm. There we go. There's the piston and the end cap for the cylinder. So now what we got to do is zip this bolt out of here, remove the piston. We'll replace all the seals, including this packing seal. And you can see the rubber hanging out right here. That's rubber. So I'm going to try and do this on camera so you guys can see it. All right, so I just shoved the end of the cylinder back in its mount here. I got a hammer in there. I'm going to use this towel just to protect it and kind of hold it just a little bit more upright, like so. We don't want to scratch this part of the cylinder because then that'll just lead to more seal failures. This is 1 1/8 bolt up here. So let's, we're going to have to turn the old Makita up and hope that this breaks it loose. Let it breathe. Bye. Okay. Parts are still a little bit warm from all that heat that I threw in there, but there's the bolt. There's the actual hydraulic piston. And here is our seal head. And there is the blown out seal. So we're going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up. I'm going to pop these seals out of there. There's seals internally. There's one externally, just like a dirt wiper. So there's multiple seals going on inside there, but we are going to get those all fixed up. So here's all of our seals for the shaft and then the piston. This is that dirt wiper that goes in the seal head. So we're going to get all these changed out, and then we'll be back in action momentarily. We're going to pop this dust seal out of here. So that's the dirt seal that goes inside there, and you can see a bunch of crap in there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not, but right here is where that inner seal is completely destroyed, and that's what was allowing the fluid to just blow right past. So yeah, you can see that that seal is completely torn in two, and so we are going to fix that. There you go. That's the actual seal right there, and it was completely destroyed. And then you also have a wiper that's in here that it's like a bushing in here. Let's see if I can pop that out on camera. Right there. We also have one more seal out here on the outside of the threads. This is just like an O-ring, and this just keeps oil from leaking around the outer edge. So we'll replace that as well. Clean this guy up. The old brake clean. This stuff works well. If you got cuts on your hand, it'll clean those out for you too. And, you know, if you scream about it, then you need to man up. All right, so our part's nice and clean now. We're going to go ahead and stick all of the pieces back in here. I'm going to start with this piece right here. This is the shim that keeps it from being metal on metal with the cylinder rod. There we go. So it just acts as a bushing inside there. This seal here is a lipped seal, so it has to run the correct direction. If not, fluid's just going to blow right past it. So we got that inside seal in there in the correct direction. The lip is facing up. So now we'll put this this metal dust ring back on. All right, so we got the dust seal in, and now all we got to do is put the outer rings on. So now this is looking really good. We got all our seals, got our bushing in there, got our dust shield Last thing you want to do is damage one of your new seals putting it on the shaft. You know what I mean? No one likes a dry hole. You know what I'm saying? Lube up this bushing here. All right, now I'm just going to set this down for a moment. Now what we're going to do is clean this shaft off. Now we'll put a little bit of grease on the shaft. Again, no one wants to stick their shaft into a dry hole. There we go. Now that internal seal is down on the shaft. Now I'm going to take the piece of paper towel. I noticed there's a little bit of hydraulic oil down in the threaded hole in the end of the cylinder shaft here. So I'm going to try and sop that up out of there. I don't want any oil down in there holding up my bolt. It would be a bad deal to have the bolt back out of the end of that piston. That would not be a good day. Now we got a dry hole in the top. I'm going to throw a little bit of anti-seize on my bolt here. Got some copper anti-seize. Just throw a little bit on there. We're going to anti-seize the piss out of that, though. I'm going to change. This is the other bushing here, so we don't have metal on metal going up inside the cylinder bore. And this here is the actual piston seal. So that's the actual seal there. All right, so there is the piston seal on. And there is the bushing on. Throw a little grease on both of these. Let it breathe. That ain't going nowhere. It's a pro dad move right there. All right, so I got the piston pin back in, or the cylinder pin back in here, and man, I've made a hell of a mess here is what I've done. Let's tighten this up. We're all done with the cylinder. I got to clean up a bunch of tools here, and then we got to put some more oil in this thing, and then we'll see how she performs and go get a bale for the cow so he quits whining. All right, so I just fired up the skid loader. Hold on, Amazon's pulling in here. Okay, never mind. All right, here we go. We'll see if we got any oil here. We got the bucket off. We got the bale spike on. I had just enough oil to make this work because I got to get a bale in for the fat asses out back. And so, you know, the old New Holland XL 865 Turbo lives to fight another day.